Picture this, your snub-nose revolver isn't just easier to control and faster on the follow-up, it also gives you one more shot in the cylinder. Sounds too good to be true? Not at all. That's exactly what you get when you choose a revolver chambered in .32 caliber. In this breakdown, we're going to highlight the often underappreciated benefits of .32 caliber snubbies and why they might just outperform the widely trusted .38 Special or even the powerhouse .357 Magnum for defensive carry. When picking out a compact wheel gun, most folks prioritize shootability and round count. The go-to pick for years has been the .38 Special, and for good reason. It's been a dependable choice for personal protection for generations. But if you want quicker double taps and softer recoil, a .32 caliber revolver deserves a second look. Most small-frame .32s hold 6 rounds, as opposed to the usual 5 found in .38 Special guns, and they generate noticeably less recoil. Ideal for those who want faster recovery between shots or who don't enjoy getting smacked around by snappy loads. Now, the .32 family is more than just one cartridge. It includes a full lineup, starting with the old-school .32 short, then moving up to .32 long, .32H, and our Magnum, and topping out with the powerhouse .327 Federal Magnum. All of these rounds use bullets around 0.302 to 0.314 inches in diameter. And here's the kicker. Many revolvers chambered in .327 Federal Magnum can safely shoot every one of those older cartridges. That's huge if you want the flexibility to practice with light loads or load up with something hotter for carry. The .32 caliber lineup has a long and interesting history. The .32 short, sometimes called .32 Smith & Wesson short, was born in the year 1878 and ran on black powder. While it doesn't offer much punch by today's standards, back then it did the job for compact pistols when metallurgy was still in its infancy. That case was later stretched to create the .32 Smith & Wesson Long, which was also marketed by Colt under the name .32 Colt New Police, basically the same round, just with different branding. By the early 1900s, the .32 Long became a popular choice for its mild recoil and surprisingly good accuracy, even showing up in competitive shooting circles. But like many cartridges of the past, its popularity faded as the .38 Special took over the law enforcement and civilian markets during the mid-20th century. Still, the story didn't end there. In 1984, Harrington and Richardson teamed up with Federal to give the .32 a modern twist, creating the .32H and our Magnum. By stretching the case and boosting pressure, they came up with a round that could rival standard pressure .38 Special Ballistics, yet still fit 6 rounds in a compact frame. After H and R folded, other manufacturers kept the round alive, though revolvers in general were losing ground to semi-automatics. The .32H and our Magnum found a niche following, especially among reloaders who appreciated its low recoil and respectable performance. That fan base paved the way for the .327 Federal Magnum, introduced in 2008 by Federal and Ruger. This round took the concept to the next level: longer case, much higher pressure, and significantly more energy. Ballistically, it sits close to some +P+38 Special loads. But since its bullet is narrower than both .38 and .357, many revolvers chambered in .327 Federal can squeeze in an extra round. Ruger ran with this idea and offered several models, including the SP-101, LCR, and GP-100 chambered in .327. Smith & Wesson, Taurus, and Charter Arms also gave it a shot but eventually backed out, leaving Ruger as the primary maker today, though Henry offers a couple lever guns in the caliber too. So why should you give a serious look at a snub-nose revolver chambered in .32 caliber? One of the biggest selling points is how manageable it is in terms of recoil. Across nearly all variants, .32 caliber loads generate far less snap and blast than compact revolvers chambered in .38 Special or .357 Magnum. If you're someone who's recoil sensitive, has limited hand or arm strength, or just wants to spend more time practicing comfortably at the range, the .32 is a very smart choice. That smoother shooting translates to faster follow-up shots and better accuracy, both critical factors when it comes to self-defense. Anyone who has fired a featherweight .38 Special knows how punishing the recoil can be. Switching over to a .32 snubby often feels like an entirely different and more pleasant experience. Ballistics gel data helps us get a clearer picture of what these cartridges are capable of. While we don't have mountains of real-world defensive shooting data involving .32 caliber, gel testing offers a consistent benchmark. The .32 short typically falls short of the mark, often penetrating less than 10 inches, which puts it at the lower end for defense use. But the 32 long, especially with a full wad cutter, regularly gets between 14 and 15 inches of penetration, making it surprisingly effective. That kind of performance is right in the ballpark with 38 special wad cutters, which are known for their deep straight-line penetration. Bumping up to the 32H and our Magnum, many loads begin to show controlled expansion with penetration in the 13 to 14-inch range, very respectable. And when you step into 327 Federal Magnum territory, you'll find rounds that penetrate 15 or 16 inches with solid expansion, making it fully viable for defensive carry. Of course, the hotter the load, the more muzzle flash and report you'll get, especially from snub barrels. But the real beauty of 327 revolvers is that they give you access to a whole tiered system. You can train with 32 short, step up to 32 long, then load H and R Magnum or full-strength 327 Federal Magnum when it counts. That kind of flexibility is great for newer shooters too. You can introduce someone to handguns with soft shooting 32 short or long, letting them master grip, trigger control, and sight alignment without flinching. As their confidence grows, you can increase the power level, all in the same revolver. Compare that to starting someone on a snappy 38 special, and it's easy to see which path leads to better shooting fundamentals. Now let's talk about the downside, availability. Compared to the extremely common 38 special, ammo in the 32 caliber family, especially H and R Magnum and 327 Federal Magnum, can be tough to find. 32 long is a little easier to track down, but still nowhere near as widely stocked as 38. Cost is also a factor. 32 caliber tends to be more expensive round for round. And when demand spikes across the industry, less mainstream loads are often the first to disappear from shelves. Handloaders have an edge here. If you're willing to roll your own, you can fine-tune your loads for both power and recoil control. But not everyone has the gear, space, or time for that kind of commitment. Firearms chambered in these calibers also aren't as widespread. Ruger is currently the most consistent manufacturer supporting 327 Federal Magnum, with models like the LCR, SP101, and GP100 occasionally offered in that caliber. Smith & Wesson, Charter Arms, and Taurus have all dabbled in 32 revolvers at various points, but most of those guns are now found on the used market and often come with a premium price tag due to their rarity. If you're planning to get into this caliber, expect to spend a little more time hunting and stock up on ammo when you can. For those who make the investment, though, 32 caliber snubbies often become a favorite backup or even primary carry gun. A standout example is the Ruger LCR chambered in 327 Federal Magnum. With a 6-shot capacity, it offers more firepower than the typical 5-shot 38 without compromising on size or weight. You can train affordably with 32 long, then load up with H and R Magnum or full 327 loads for carry. That versatility is hard to beat. And from a pro-Second Amendment standpoint, this is all about maximizing your rights to fit your specific situation. Just because a certain caliber is more popular doesn't make it the best choice for you. If 32 caliber revolvers check more boxes for your needs, whether it's capacity, recoil, or versatility, then it's worth going against the grain and picking what truly works for you. A lot of folks in the firearms community have come to appreciate 32 caliber revolvers not just for personal protection, but also for practical roles like small game hunting or pest management. Cartridges such as the 32 long or 32H and R Magnum are known for their inherent accuracy, making them solid choices for taking precise shots on small targets. And when a bit more punch is needed, say, for dispatching larger varmints, the 327 Federal Magnum can step in and get the job done. This kind of flexibility, all within a compact and easy-to-carry platform, is something you rarely find in wheel guns this size. Even though these calibers don't get the same press as 38 Special or 9mm, those who take the time to really get to know them quickly realize they offer unique advantages across a wide range of uses. Of course, no discussion of 32s would be complete without mentioning the ongoing debate over stopping power. Detractors often claim that anything smaller than 38 or 9mm is underpowered. But time and again, real-world defensive shootings show that shot placement carries more weight than caliber alone. A well-aimed 32H and R Magnum or 327 Magnum can absolutely neutralize a threat, while a larger round that misses center mass does little good. Sure, you might not get the same deep tissue and bone damage that comes with a hot-loaded 357 Magnum, But the manageable recoil of the 32 often means the shooter can put rounds on target more quickly and accurately, especially when using lightweight snub-noses. That balance between control and performance is where the 32 really shines. Reloaders have even more reason to love the 32H and our Magnum. With the right load data and attention to pressure levels, handloaders can push this cartridge close to .327 territory, delivering excellent ballistic performance without the ear-ringing blast and jarring recoil. On the flip side, those same cases can be loaded down for featherlight recoil, creating loads that shoot almost as soft as the classic 32 long. Whether you want hard-hitting defensive loads or ultra-gentle practice rounds, the 32 gives you that range of flexibility. Size-wise, many 32 caliber revolvers maintain a very trim, carry-friendly form. The cylinders are often just a bit thinner than those on 38 Special or 357 Magnum models from the same manufacturer. That might not sound like a big deal, but when you're carrying concealed, especially inside the waistband, those small differences make a real impact on comfort and concealability. If a revolver is comfortable to wear and pleasant to shoot, you're far more likely to carry it daily and hit the range regularly. That's where skill and confidence are built. Not by owning the biggest caliber, but by shooting often and shooting well. Confidence in your carry gun doesn't come from internet ballistics charts, it comes from putting rounds on target and knowing your gear inside and out. And that's something 32s are great at fostering thanks to their soft shooting nature and controllability. At the end of the day, the perfect caliber doesn't exist. Everyone has different hand sizes, experience levels, and recoil thresholds. What works for one shooter might not suit another. The 32 family of cartridges hits a rare sweet spot, offering solid capacity, modest recoil, reliable accuracy, and broad versatility. These cartridges have quietly been doing their job for well over 100 years, from paper targets to personal protection. While they've never dominated the American handgun market, they've always had a dedicated following among those who understand their strengths. So if you're shopping for a snub-nose revolver and want something different, something that balances shootability with power, and gives you a bit more capacity than usual, don't overlook the 32. Sure, you might need to hunt around a bit for ammo or consider getting into reloading, but the payoff is worth it. A well-chosen 32 caliber revolver could end up being the best-kept secret in your collection.